Hello Dan, you've come here today, haven't you?
Yes.
To be kind enough to give us a bit of feedback on your experience, mostly through the hypnosis that I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Could you enlighten us a little bit on what it was you came for? You don't have to disclose exactly what it is, but what was it you came for in a general roundabout way?
Well, the reason that I came was because I had a problem, I had an issue that was continuously weighing myself down in every area of my life, be that work, be that home life, just be that sort of like self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
It was an issue which just like was causing more and more problems day by day, and it was getting worse and worse. I tried to rectify it myself, you know, like sort of through books, self-help books and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but I just found it too difficult. So that's when I spoke to you and you explained what you did, and I thought, well, that sounds perfect. So when I finally did come for the session, I was blown away basically by the effect that it had on us, because ever since then the problem's gone away.
Mm-hmm.
And it hasn't showed any signs on coming back, and my life's been 10 times better, and it continues to get better every day.
Yeah. So what kind of indications have you got now that your life is getting better?
I just feel more at ease with myself.
Mm-hmm.
I constantly have more of a neutral mindset. I have a more consistent mindset. I've got a clearer vision. You know, I think I look better in my appearance as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think being unhappy weighs you know, affects your physical health as well as your mental health. So I'm seeing your health increase, and I'm making new decisions that are actually changing my life rather than just like maintaining my life. I'm now creating my life. So from every angle, I'm seeing results basically.
Yeah. So you came for, I think you had 2 sessions and they were quite well spread out, weren't they? Like something like 1 session and another one 6 months later. So, how was the first session? I mean, was it familiar, unfamiliar? Was it unusual, or?
Yeah, well, the first session was a little bit unfamiliar because I think it was the first time I'd met you. So it was a little bit like hard to understand and take it all in. But however, it did have effects, and I did feel it work.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, for some reason I decided to go back to the old habits which were causing us issues. So when I found that when I came the second time, I'd met you once before, and I felt a lot more comfortable, and I think as a result of that, the session worked better.
Yeah, had more impact.
Aye.
Yeah.
But that's just me, you know. Maybe that was just the mindset I was in at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So
you came for 1 session, you didn't gamble for about 6 or 7 months or whatever it was?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. Then you sort of dipped back into it, and then you had another session, and like, what was the difference on the second session?
I think on the second session I was a little bit more serious about it as well.
Yeah.
I think that's an important factor if anybody's thinking about coming. Don't just come because you know you should, come because you 100% want to. And I think the second time I was more determined to eradicate the issue than I was the first time as well.
Real.
As you know, being comfortable.
Yeah. Bearing in mind what you pay for the session and how long the sessions were, they weren't for a long period of time or anything like that, really. So 2 hours out of your life, maybe 2.5 or something.
Yeah.
So, what do you think in terms of cost effectiveness for the sessions? And be honest about this.
Aye, well, I personally believe that the cost in ratio to the results is minuscule. You know, this type of stuff can literally save people's lives. You know, because if that problem that I was experiencing did carry on and didn't stop, what's likely for a lot of people is that, you know, they just give up on life in general, and they'll just hide away, curl into a ball, and never develop for the rest of their life, and just keep falling back into the habit. So as a result of doing that, it's given me life back.
Yeah.
But it's also saved us a lot of money, because the habit that I was involved with used to cost me a lot of money, thousands and thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
So for the 120 20 quid, or what it was. It's inconceivable. It was a tiny little investment that saved us me well-being and thousands of pounds. So extremely good value for money in my opinion.
So any final thoughts on hypnosis, or if there's any kind of like, and I'm not trying to suggest anything here, but any of your honest, genuine thoughts on hypnosis, or people who may be considering it and think, ooh, it's a bit strange or it's a bit unusual, what could you say to them? That's your honest reflection of your experience.
Well, you can't see the picture when you're in the frame, so it's very unlikely that you're gonna sort of be able to sort of extract whatever issues you have in your mind yourself. You need a professional from an outside perspective to come in, like a professional who understands the mind and how it works, in order to sort of work with you to understand what the issues are, to help you sort of combat them. So, but I would also say, if you're a little bit uncertain about it, why don't do some research? Just research hypnosis, see what it's about. It's probably not what the stereotypical view of hypnosis is. This type of practice, it's more of a fact-finding mission, isn't it? It's more of like a self-identifying process, as opposed to what you see on the television.
Yeah, like the stage stuff.
Yeah, so it's a base of just sitting down, relaxing with your eyes closed, and just like having minimal distractions in a concentrated amount of time, and sort of being able to make decisions and reflect on yourself within that environment.
Yeah. So it can be challenging as well as pleasant.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I was actually quite surprised by the process a lot of the time, because a lot of the time we worked in metaphors and stuff like that, as opposed to just sitting down and talking like a counsellor. It was like vision the Dan 10 years from now still acting the way that he's acting with this issue. Now vision the Dan 10 years from now who's living the life that he wants to live. Which one you're going to choose? And then suddenly I find things like that hit home more easier.
Yeah.
I don't think you would sit down in the house and think that up yourself and actually go then act on it.
Yeah.
So it's
so in that kind of state, your mind's more receptive to the positive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When you're relaxed.
Thanks very much for giving your time, Dan.
No problem.
Any last words you want to say before we close?
Yeah, I would say that I would highly recommend hypnosis to anybody who's experiencing troubles with regards to their mind. Because at the end of the day, this is a 100% natural remedy. There's no chemicals involved in this. There's no, like patches or whatever. This is just purely an organic based system which is built in you. So you don't have to look very far with hypnosis. You just look inside yourself, and that's what generates the results.
Great. Thanks very much for your time, Dan, and we'll catch you around in the neighbourhood soon.
See you soon.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Thank you.